It's time to predict the scores of game round 37 of this 2024-2025 EFL Championship season. Midweek fixtures are back for Tuesday 11th of March and Wednesday the 12th of March, and all kicks off on Tuesday evening. Turf Moor in the northwest there, with Burnley take on West Brom. West Brom getting that vital 1-0 victory against QPR on Saturday, and Burnley just go from strength to strength. An absolute 4-0 thrashing of the Hatters Luton Town in this one. I think Burnley will continue their winning ways, and there's only going to be one winner, and that's going to be Burnley in a 2-0 victory. Next up we go to the Cardiff City Stadium, and I will be in attendance at this fixture. Massive match for these two sides. Cardiff losing against Sunderland narrowly on Saturday, and Luton Town, as we said, thumped by Burnley. So this one is going to be tight, it's going to be nervous, it's going to be fingernail biting nervous, but I think Cardiff will come through. I think they'll concede because defensively they can be a little bit wanting at times, but I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory to the Bluebirds. Next up, go to Pride Park, where Derby County take on Coventry. Coventry, an absolute train at the moment, winning late with a 3-2 victory against Stoke on the weekend. And Derby County surprisingly getting a victory at home against Blackburn Rovers. And boy, do they need that. Can they pick up more points in this game against Coventry? I think they'll make it tough for the Sky Blues, but I think Coventry will come through this one ultimately in the end with a 2-1 away win. Next we move to the Riverside Stadium, where Middlesbrough take on Queen's Park Rangers. Both these teams, of course, losing on the weekend. Middlesbrough come into the Jacks in South Wales with a 1-0 defeat, and QPR the same scoreline, a 1-0 defeat against West Brom. Could go either way this one, but with home advantage under the lights, I think Middlesbrough will just take the spoils in a 1-0 home win. We then move to Fratton Park with another huge game, especially for Plymouth Argyle, who lost on the weekend 3-0 at home against Sheffield Wednesday. Take on Portsmouth side, who chalked up a phenomenal 1-0 home win against top of the table Leeds United. Colby Bishop there in the second half, getting the winning goal in a 1-0 victory. And I think they'll win this match. And I think they'll win it quite convincingly. I think they'll concede, but I think Pompey will win this one 3-1. We then move on to the Bet365, where Stoke City take on Blackburn Rovers. Stoke a little bit unlucky, you could say, not to get something out of that match against Coventry City. And Blackburn Rovers, forms all over the place at the moment. This could well end up in a draw, and I think it will. I'm going to go for a 1-1 scoreline. We then move back up to the northeast, where Sunderland take on Preston North End. Preston, another loss there against Sheffield United on the weekend. And Sunderland, okay, they were made to work for it in that 2-1 victory against Cardiff City, but going forward they look very, very exciting. This one, I think Sunderland will repeat the scoreline that they had against the Bluebirds, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 home victory. Next up, we move to the MKM Stadium, where Hull City, last time out, gained a valuable point with a draw against Bristol City, and Oxford United on Friday evening getting that draw against Norwich. Surprisingly enough, it was Mark Harris' goal there. This one could go either way, but I'm just going to favour the Tigers at home. Oxford finding it really difficult to get a victory under their belt, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 home win to Hull City. Next up, we got Leeds coming up against Millwall. Millwall with a vital win against Watford, 2-1. Leeds United top of the table. Shouldn't have too many issues coming over this Millwall side. It's always a feisty affair, this one, but I think Leeds will come through this one 2-0. Then we move on to Carrow Road, where the Canaries take on the Owls. Sheffield Wednesday coming away with that 3-0 thumping of Plymouth Argyle. Excellent result there, that for Sheffield Wednesday. And Norwich, okay, it was a 1-1 draw against Oxford. I think, was it Sargent who got the goal there? This one, it's going to be tight, isn't it? But I fancy Norwich just to come through with a 1-0 home victory. We then move to Bramall Lane, where Sheffield United, vying for the automatic promotion places, come up against a Bristol City side who kind of shot themselves in the foot with a 1-1 draw against Hull City. A lot of Wurzel fans not happy there down in the West Country. Sheffield United, as you can see there, 6 wins in their last 7 matches, and I think they'll follow this up with another win, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 home win to the Blades. And the final fixture of the midweek sees Watford take on Swansea. Swansea, after sacking their manager, have pulled out some decent results recently. Another win against Middlesbrough at home, and Watford losing 2-1 to Millwall. You know what, I think this is going to end up all square, and I'm going to go for a drab 0-0 scoreline. So those are my predictions for game week 37. Make sure you leave your predictions over at the Superbru website or as a comment below. But enjoy the midweek action, and I'll see you all in the next video.